Hello everyone! Thank you for being here today. I am Fred Mark Uy and I would like to introduce to you my group partner
I am Ina Christy Palang,
and we are BS Ed 2 students. And we would like to greet a good day to our beautiful and sexy instructress, Miss Carla Joy Palaris.
We are here to discuss the 7 topics that assigned to us. The 7 topics that we discuss for today is:
First, the organizational leadership.
second, leadership versus management.
The third one is leadership style.
The fourth, situational leadership model.
And the fifth one is about servant leadership.
The sixth one is transformational leadership.
And the last topic that we discussed for today is about sustaining change. To begin with, I discussed the first and second topic and to be followed by my partner. So our first topic to be discussed is about the organizational leadership. In organizational leadership, leaders help set strategic goals for organizational while motivating individuals within the organization to successfully carry out assignments in order to realize those goals. And also, organizational leadership works toward what is best for individual members and what is best for organization as a group at the same time. And also, it is an attitude and a work ethic that empowers an individual in any role to lead from the top, middle, or bottom of organization. Organizational leadership is a multifaceted academic field of study that focuses on leadership in organizational context, including professionals, business, and other applied fields. And students of a well-rounded organizational leadership program can gain skills in key areas of interpersonal dynamics, team building, and leadership methodologies. Sound organizational decisions making can help you make the right choices for the organization or individuals you collaborate with in your academic career. So, here are the qualities of a successful organizational leadership for student, or what we call self-assessment. The following characteristic and skills may be important to a successful student or organizational leadership. The first one is what we call patience. In patience, it is said that serving student and fellow educators can be trying, and patience is a good quality to be cultivated. Learning patience can also help you in your pursuit of your leadership career, as directing individuals and helping them deal with problems can be stressful at times. And the next one is what we call communication, or the written and oral. And being able to convey an idea as well as acknowledge others' ideas is important for organizational leaders, as is working with others to achieve a common goal. The third one is creativity. Leader must often deal with sudden or urgent problems on a regular basis, and if you wish to pursue a leadership career in education or some other field, you may face situations that require you to come up with ideas or answer quickly. Proactively seeking out new solutions over routine choices may enhance your effectiveness. And next characteristic is the decision making. There may be times when you are required to make a quick decision under unexpected circumstances. Strong decision making skills require the combination of education, experience, reasons, and intuition. An organizational leader should be personally committed to a decision and be able to persuade others of its merits. The next characteristic is the job-specific insight. Organizational leadership careers are not restricted to the field of education alone. Be sure to research the specific job you are considering to understand the skill sets and preparation required. For example, if you wish to become a college professor who trains others to teach, your areas of focus will include oral and written expression. If you wish to lead as a medical program director, knowledge of medicine, biology, and psychology, along with related skills, would be appropriate to pursue. Our second topic to be discussed is about leadership versus management. In every school, the school head must be both leader and a manager. We know the function of leadership. If a school head lead the school and community to formulate the vision, mission, goals, and school improvement plan. And we know of the function of management if she or he sees to it that this plan gets well implemented on time and ensures so that the resources needed are there. So the person to do the job are qualified and available. Imagine if the school head is only a leader. You have the vision, mission, and goals and school plan but no implementation. So it is very useless. So this means that it is best that a school leader is both a leader and a manager. And in leadership and management, there are three types of skills demanded of leader. The three broad skills is technical, human, and conceptual. In technical skills, it refers to any type of process or technique like sending email and etc. And in human skill, it is the ability to work effectively with people and to build teamwork. This is also referred to as people skills or soft skills. And in conceptual skill, it is the ability to think in terms of models, frameworks, and broad relationships such as long-range plans. In short, conceptual skills deals with the idea, while human skill concerned with relationship with people, and in technical skills, it involves psychomotor skills and things. So, the idea of school leader possesses all of the three skills. So, in leadership and management, it is very important for us as a student and all of the educators because it provides a basics for building and involving in education. A more systematic approach to developing the requisite skills for assuming leadership and management roles may be useful, whether or not a teacher takes on a formal leadership positions. The acquisition of these skills may serve to enhance performance in the classroom. Also, a systematic approach to the development of the necessary skills for assuming leadership and management roles can be useful to guide the class or the group personnel because improving performance in the classroom will grow the condition of acquisition of teacher leadership skills and management. Everything what we have is the knowledge, the family, the payments, material and spiritual culture wealth. All of them have some information that we need. Information has a great influence on everything what people do. It is a main form of people discussions, talks, communications, actions, and profits. All of these are needed to be good managed and leaded. As international experience shows, an important part of this change is comprehension of science and art of management.
Leadership style: autocratic, consultative, democratic, laissez-faire. Autocratic leader. Autocratic leaders do decisions making by themselves. So, the autocratic leaders only use responsibilities. Not only are they expected to make all the decisions, they're expected to make all the right decisions. So, these decisions make independently with little or no input from the rest of the group. For example, if a principal within a school make a decision for the school without talking to the teachers or getting teacher input, the decision is autocratic. Consultative leaders. Consultative leaders allow participations of the members of the organizations by consulting them but make the decisions themselves. This is what happened in consultations meetings called by schools when they increase tuition fees. Sometimes, education stakeholders get disappointed that the suggestions are not carried after the school leaders have consulted them. They do not understand that consultation does not necessarily mean approval of stakeholders' suggestions. So, the consultative leaders, it means people have the power to engage in consultation with the leader. And the leader is in the back set in decision making, where the member will give their own idea to indicate how to lower the tuition fee, what needs to be decreased tuition fee. So that the leader can be consultative with the school, that the only way to improve the problem. Democratic leaders. Democratic leaders allow the members of the organization to fully participate in decisions making. Decisions are arrived at by way of consensus. This is genuine participations of the members of the organizations, which is in keeping with school empowerment. And the democratic leader, it also known as a participative leadership or shared leadership, is also leadership style in which members of the group take a participative role in the decision-making process, which is the democratic leader. It balances decision-making responsibility between the group and the leader. In laissez-faire or free-rein leadership style, leaders avoid responsibility and leave the members of the organizations of establish their own works. This leadership style leads to the kanya-kanya mentality, one weaknesses of the Filipino character. There will be no problem if the situation is dealt. Each member of the organizations has react a level of maturity, and so if members are left to the other hand, it will do only what is good for the organizations, and is even if it is again the common good. The laissez-faire or free-in, its organizational leadership works towards what is the best for individual members and what is the best for the organizations as a group. The consultative and democratic leadership style are the only one that allow for participation of the members of the organization. Between the consultative and democratic styles of leadership, the democratic style is genuinely participative because it abides by the rule of the majority.
Our next topic to be discussed is about the situational leadership models. Situational leadership uses existing leadership models to achieve leadership goals that are appropriate to the desired situation and achieve maximum goals. The first model is about continuum model. The continuum model leadership is based on the pattern of decision making. The continuum model has three main factors which form the basis for the choice of leadership patterns. The first one is about the strength of the manager has a great influence on the success of the organization. The strength of a leader can be the strength of his personality, experiences, and the value that is applied in life. Second is strength from the below. The leader in this case is a member in an organization. The third one is the strength in situation formed by the condition of interaction between leaders and their members. Organizational climate is very influential in the interaction between leaders and members. The second models is what we call contingency models, or the contingency leadership models emerged after the behavioral approach. Contingency theory states that leadership effectiveness depends on the relationship between personality characteristics and leader behavior with situational variables. This leadership model seeks to predict which type of leaders are effective in different types of situations. These leadership models consider that the most effective leadership styles depends on the situation at hand, and the change in style is not a difficult thing. The third model is life cycle theory. It is effective situational leadership model by combining the level of maturity of subordinates with the behavior patterns of their leaders. And the fourth model is the path goal theory. It is the expectations of subordinates often relate to the level of morale, motivation, satisfaction, and pride in their work. Subordinates often hope that the leader can help in achieving goals.
Servant leadership. According to Robert K. Greenleaf's essay, The Servant as Leader. Servant leadership focuses on the responsibility of the leader to not only ensure the success of the organization, but also a responsibility to his/her followers and stakeholders, including acting ethically, putting others first, and showing sensitivity to others' concerns. The servant leader will also assess others in their professional growth and empowerment and help to build a supportive community environment. So, the servant leaders often put the needs of the organization ahead of personal needs and honor people. The programs and politics. Students ultimately benefit from this leadership approach as their teachers learn to serve them first as people and then confidently lead them into their learning. One of the responsibilities of a school superintendent is to nurture the mission, vision, and culture of the entire district, from the custodian to the teachers and students, and also the families of students. Furthermore, as Greenleaf suggests, an added benefit of this leadership style is that it is designed to create leadership opportunities among disadvantaged individuals. So, the servant leaders often put the needs of the organization ahead of personal needs and honor people, not programs and politics. Students ultimately benefit from this leadership approach as their teachers learn to serve them first as people and then confidently lead them into their learning. Servant leadership seeks to involve others in decision making, strongly based in ethical and caring behavior, and enhance the growth of workers while improving the caring and quality of organizational life. The school head who acts as servant leader forever remember that he/she is there to serve his/her teaching, the students, the parents, etc., and not the teacher learners. Parents to serve him/her.
So our next topic to be discussed is all about the transformational leadership. So what is transformational leadership? Many adults remember that one teacher or mentor who particularly inspired them in their youth. These inspirational figures have the power to change the course of young lives. For some student, one adult that believes in them and shows them a path to success is all it takes to teach them to believe that they have the power to excel. This change regarding leadership in education often comes from educators immersed in transformational leadership. So, what is transformational leadership? Transformational leadership is basically a model that principals and teachers can use to lead by example. It places a high value on creating community bonds, which encourages both students and the teachers to great levels of achievements. The transformational leadership styles views relationship development as a crucial component of the work of educational institution. Transformational leadership in education spurs students and teachers to expand and grow in a nurturing community. One of the strengths of the transformational leadership is that it builds on the resources of every member of the school, particularly staffs and the teachers. The truly transformational leader is a motivator who seeks to inspire them as a member to be their better selves. Transformational educators forgot self-interest and self-promotions. Instead, they direct their attentions and energy toward the good of the group as a whole. So to accomplish these transformational leadership traits includes passions for the missions of the educational institution, because as a leader who can instill the passion in others has the power to create an environment where changes in education can happen. The seventh topic that we discuss is about sustaining change. In sustaining change, for reforms to transform, the innovation introduced by the transformational leaders must be institutional of sustain, or else that innovation is simply a passing fad that loses its flavor after a time.
A proof that an innovations introduced has transformed the organization is the result or effect of the change persists or ripple even when the transformative leader is gone or transferred to another school or gets promoted.
And we feel most comfortable with our old pair of shoes.
We like to live in our comfort zones, and so sometimes we don't welcome change.
And yet, if we want improvement in the way we do things in our organization or in our school, or if we want to improve in life, we must be willing to change.
The transformational leader ought to deal with resistance to change to succeed. There will always be resistance to change.
And to ensure that the innovation he or she introduces leads to the transformational of the organization, Murato Vayan in ABS-CBN in 2011 gives the following advice. The first advice is,
Number 1. Seek the support of the stakeholders. The leaders must build a string coalitions of allies in the order to push for many meaningful change that would yield results. Innovations cannot be forced upon the teacher, the students, the parents, the community without serious consequence.
and the number 2 advice is get people involved. Early and often resistance drop off in proportion to the involvement of participants, and you may not to expect 100% support from any individual who was not personally involved in a change that affected his/her work, it is best to set up networks to react out to as many people as possible.
Number 3 advice, plan a communication campaign to sell the innovation Morata 2011 asserts. The change and vision must cascade downwards to the last lesson plan and ripple sidewards who win the support of major stakeholders.
And the number 4 advice is ensure that the innovation is understood by all, because the benefits and the cost must be appreciated and weighed carefully.
Number 5. Consider timing and pacing. These are highly critical. Missteps might backfire, and lack of sensitivity to stakeholders might lead to resistance.
And this is the end of our discussion for today. Thank you for lending your ears. Again, I am Fred Mark Uy.
I am Ina Cristi Palang.
Thank you, everyone.